them Wednesday that I'm off, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna make me a mimosa. Now, I am a bit skeptical because I like to pour my own juice in there, which normally is just a spritz.
Just a little splash.
Just give it a little color.
You just a little color. You dab a little in.
A little dab do you.
That's why you get somebody drunk. Ain't nobody messing with you.
I'm just saying. Well, look. Well, don't come to my brunch thinking you about to be cute, honey. We about to feel it all.
That's why y'all don't let her be y'all bartender.
Please,
she gonna have y'all lit.
First and foremost, Kiana has known me a very long time, and y'all know that. She was around when I got my very first home bar. And you guys had came over. As a matter of fact, it was you and Dante. Y'all had came over. It was for one of you guys' birthdays. And baby, when I tell you I played bartender,
she did.
When they got up from them seats, they was like,
it was two-stepping.
It was bad.
Y'all, she had me drinking out of a shot glass that was shaped as a penis.
Do you know I still got that?
I got that picture still too, y'all.
I still have that shot glass. Yes, I still have that shot glass, y'all. Let me tell you, it was funny because, you know, when you're sitting at home, nobody's really thinking like you're going to get that tore up. But that's the problem. You will. Yes. Because it is I free pour.
I know. I know you free pour. Yeah. And you, Dante, y'all be out to get people messed up.
Well, I was at home, so I was good.
Right. And we had to drive all the way back to the east side.
I'm just saying, it was fun times. So, yes, if you ever drink with me, just know if I'm being the bartender, you're going to be feeling that. So, this is the mango mimosa. I'm about to, oh my God.
Pop the cork. I love that sound.
I don't know. Doesn't it just scream success?
It does scream success.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing like a good bartender. Look, Tim, you can't bartend either, Tim.
Smell that. You see how fresh that smells?
Oh, it does. It has a beautiful mango smell
as soon as you open it, guys,
goodness.
not even, and no exaggeration. I'm not putting on if you know me, you know me. I don't exaggerate. Literally, as soon as I popped it, you smell this fresh.
Oh, it just hits
it's like a good fresh fruit smell. You guys, look, it got me all caught.
I know. It's one of those that would be actually good to just drink in the morning. It make you be like, all right, I can start my day.
Yeah, right before work.
Right before work, or take it to work, or put it in a coffee cup.
Yeah, okay.
On the way to work.
Before going to the nail shop.
Or anywhere.
As a matter of fact, for all of the nail techs, this would be something good to, have for your clients while they're waiting for service or during service.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of places are trying to do that now as well too. While you're getting service, they'll have a little cocktail for you with some wine or a spritzer. But you know me, I love a good brunch. If anybody knows some good brunch spots, there are two places that I would like to try, but I'm a big, huge brunch person, y'all.
I seen the one, I think I sent it to you on Instagram. I can't even think of the name, a brunch spot. So if you guys know any good brunch places, definitely let Tony with the Q know, let me know. We're going to start reviewing these places.
Yeah, because I love a good brunch, and I'm talking about a real brunch, that has a spread. I love, even though I don't eat as much as I used to, I love options. I love a good fruit spread. I just love it all.
I love the smell of it. Oh my God.
You got to take a quick break. You got to take a quick break. So we got to do this together.
And it's, you know what? And it's perfect. Today was a great day to have you here since this is your last day in the place you started.
I know, right? And actually, I started on the 4th floor.
So,
almost 8 years ago. Cheers,
to new beginnings.
To new beginnings.
And thank y'all so much for being here.
Oh,
yes. And I'm so excited because next week I will be able to show you. That's not the Autorama, is it? It is the Autorama. Okay, well, the week after that, I'll be able to show you guys the new studio. I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
And then we got some new episodes coming up too.
Yes.
We're doing new episodes, Intimacy Lounge After Dark.
Yes, I'm so excited. Before we jump into our topics, I want to remind you guys, now on TikTok, you can subscribe to see some extra stuff. I'm giving extra stuff, okay? Extra stuff.
That is good.
It is so good.
I was waiting until she got finished with her spiel, but you guys, so again, y'all know I do not exaggerate. This right here is Cook's Mango Mimosa. This is a really good mix. I feel like the balance is perfect. It's a perfect, it's almost like a 50-50. Like the 50 of the sparkling wine and then 50 of the juice is perfect. Yes. I feel like it's going to be kind of potent too. Y'all get that little,
that little sneaky.
You can feel it like a little,
creepy.
But it's good. I like this. I might have to go get this.
This is really, really tasty.
Now, where'd you buy it from?
Now, you guys, you got to guess where I got it from.
see, because I know you, you know, the first thing I'm gonna go to is you got this from Target, didn't you?
First and foremost, you don't know me, okay? But no, I actually got this from Marks.
From Marks?
Oh, surprise.
Wow. I've never been in Marks and bought any alcohol or anything.
They actually have a really nice selection. I'm not going to say I go there often because I prefer to go to an actual like winery to get my drinks or my wines. But every now and again, I will tiptoe over there to see anything new because you can find some exclusive stuff there too. Some brands that you never even heard of, some wines that you never even heard of. And sure enough, I was just skadoodling on past, and I was just like, oh, let me tap into this real quick. But you guys, no exaggeration.
It is so good.
You guys should definitely try this. It's really good. It's very flavorful.
Oh my God.
And I can see this with, a nice chicken and waffle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a huge chicken and waffle person.
I can see
A nice egg Benedict.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
Or a nice Mary J. Blige in a cry.
Okay.
Okay.
A really good one,
really
honey,
good cry.
with your girls. You ain't even gotta have your girls. Just turn the music up, turn
it.
Mary up, and have this bottle in the hand, the glass in the other, and just cry it out, baby. Okay. Speaking of eggs Benedict, really quickly, there is a restaurant out in Mentor called Another Broken Egg. They have a really good seafood eggs Benedict.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. Tim asked, have we ever tried brunch at at Lindsay's Lake House? I've never heard of that.
Never heard of
No,
Where
I
is
have not.
Please drop the location for us, Tim, because me and Q will definitely check that out.
Because I'm
Me
always
too,
down
if
for
I
brunch.
can.
Yes, Miss Marie too. We will
Yes,
check
you said she
that out.
wanna come.
Yes,
Come
come
on,
on, Miss Marie. Yes.
We going.
Drop that in the comments, Tim. We would definitely check that out. So, like, I want to get back. I'm excited. The subscription. Yes. You get to see more of me.
Right.
And Q. And Miss Marie. And whoever else is on the show. So, listen, for $2.99, I ain't even gonna lie, you're not getting that much. You're not. But I'm gonna give you the opportunity. You get to talk to me a little more. Direct message me. You get to ask me some questions and even give me topics for the shows. Now, for the $5.99, you get a little more. You get all of that in the basic package, but you also get the opportunity to do polls. You get behind the scenes footage, Q&As, and things like that. Now, my favorite package, this is what I'm excited about. And I know y'all gonna be like, Kiana, you tripping? But listen, it's worth it. The next one is $9.99.
Okay.
Now, for the $9.99, you are getting 2 new segments from me. 2 new segments. I'm so excited. You're gonna get, my first one is Intimacy After Dark.
Okay.
And I decided to do this because a lot of times we get on the show and we get to going about a certain topic, or we jump around on other topics. So I want to be able to do that to where I don't get to touch on everything in the interviews, we can have it after dark, unfiltered, unedited.
Okay.
We can say what we want, be
Real
a little
talk,
more
raw.
free. Raw.
Real
You
talk,
get the
raw.
raw conversation in Intimacy After Dark. And this will start up on Wednesdays. We'll do it at 8 p.m. You guys will get to see me at home. And we'll get to interact a little more. I'm excited about that. Now, this next one, Miss Marie came up with this, and it gave me tingles when she came up with it. Yes.
Tingles.
This new segment, which will debut in 3 weeks, is called, what do we name it, Miss Marie?
Intimacy line.
What do we, I didn't forgot what we named it, y'all.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Lord.
It
Help
was
us, Lord.
Intimacy.
Help 'em, Jesus.
I done forgot the name, y'all. That is horrible. I should have wrote it down.
You should
It
have.
was.
Yes.
I did.
You
It
should
was.
have. It's
well,
mimosa. We can blame it on that.
It was intimacy drinks, or
Yeah, something like.
it was something like that. Intimacy drinks. Don't worry. I will let you guys know the official name when we get closer towards the drop.
Yes.
But in that segment, you'll get the opportunity to see Miss Marie or Q actually make some drinks, and we're gonna talk about us because we all come from different walks of life, and you don't know who can be a part. It can relate to whatever walk of life you go through.
And we all got a story and a testimony.
Story and a testimony. So we will start doing that, and that will still be on Saturdays. It'll just be around like 6 or 7 o'clock, a little late, where, you know, if we make a drink, you want to make one too, you can make one with us. We're going to give you more of that. We're going to give you more of that lounge feeling.
So I do have a question with one of your packages, or maybe all of your packages. When you said they can like ask you questions, are there any questions that are off limits?
You know what? I'm really trying to be as transparent as ever.
Absolutely.
So there are no questions that are off limits. Now, if you come asking me, do I suck toes or something? I'm not asking. I'm not answering.
I mean, well, that's part of like the intimacy part.
I mean, you know what? You're right.
No, yeah.
I don't suck toes, by the way.
Yeah,
Let me clear that up real quick. I don't do none of that. No, but yes, because
Sneak preview, my husband do.
I know that's right. Okay.
And I don't know. I will say this. I don't mind my toes being sucked. I just can't picture myself doing that.
Yeah, my husband got a foot fetish.
Oh, see, that's the difference.
Yeah, gotta keep it tight and right.
I know that's right. See, I got a thing about feet. Like, I don't like people, even when I don't even like pedicures, because I don't like people to touch my feet.
I remember you told me that because you and Shauna, which R.I.P. Shauna, you and her had the same affliction. I don't understand you and these pedicures.
Yeah, I don't like people touching my feet.
I absolutely love a great pedicure because I love having my feet out all summer. I keep my toes done all during the winter. Yes. Like right now, my toes are high yellow right now because that's my happy color because the I call it the seasonal depression is melting off me, so I needed something to brighten my spirit. So I got my toes done yellow. Yes. So I gotta keep my feet done. So I'm gonna need you to get out of that. Let me
clarify this real quick. I keep the toes done. They painted. Most of the time they painted black because that's my thing. But I'm even weird. I don't like massages. I got a massage done. I got a massage done, and I actually was like sitting there in my head like, first she was doing it too hard.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, I don't want to seem like a bitch. I didn't say other, but I told her, and then she just kept going hard, and I'm like, all right, I got to deal with it. And then it was like stupid stuff, because I'm weird like that. When she was like rubbing the oil in my mind, it sounded like somebody was jacking off.
It does. I will say, when they're making that sound, it is weird, because I love a good massage.
I couldn't get into it. Just like when we went to the Mental Salt Lake. Shout out to that place, you guys. If you've never been, you can get it off Groupon. It is...
First of all,
what?
Go ahead, finish.
It was actually really nice for everyone but me, because I have really bad ADD and I cannot turn my brain off. So while everybody was in the salt cave with their feet in the rocks,
I like that place,
and the headphones on, I was looking at them like, damn, I wish I could close my eyes and go to sleep too. Like,
so while she's hyping this place up to like it's the best thing since sliced bread, first and foremost, I think the idea of it is nice.
Okay.
I will say that it is peaceful, but it's not. I didn't get that. What you're explaining, I didn't get all of that.
You didn't get the Zen type?
I didn't. I felt like, first and foremost, I'm about to fall out this chair because it was pre-surgery, so I was a little bit heavier for that chair. And then it was like we were in there giggling because they had the salt crystals coming out the vents. Yeah. Remember that? Because we had the salt all over us. And we were all laughing, y'all, so don't let her lie to y'all. We were all laughing because it was like, okay, and she was the one who brought it up, like, well, I'm glad that we got it off of Groupon and didn't spend the full price for it. Because the experience of it is not what you think it is. You literally go into this room that mimics a cave. They give you this spiel about the essence and all this other, these good health properties of the salt. And then they would just turn this light on, and then we just all just standing around. So I tried to zen out, y'all. I couldn't. What really pissed me off is that afterwards, we all did the foot thing.
And see, I like the foot thing.
That thing was a lie.
I mean, I knew it wasn't real. And the foot thing is they put your feet in this foot bath, and what do they?
Okay, so what they say, you guys, and I know that you guys have seen this. I watch a lot of documentaries, so that's how I know it was a lie. The thing of it is that you put your feet into this foot bath, and it's supposed to extract all of the toxins. I'm using air quotes. They are supposed to extract all the toxins out of your body, and each one shows up a different color. Now, mind you, all of us shows up of the same exact color, and the girl comes over there like a freaking foot psychic. Like, oh, this says that your liver is dirty. You need to clean it out. Oh, and this one, and baby, first and foremost, all they do is use those conductors that turn the water that color. That's what I'm talking about. They use those conductors. Yeah,
really? I did not know that.
They use these conductors that purposely rust, and whatever color turns out, that's the color that they learned how to lie about. All to upcharge and try to sell you these stupid ass minerals and peels and stuff. So, that's why I'm mad at her, Marie, because
the
we was sitting up here laughing.
The foot scrub was nice.
First of all, Kathy Ann came over there like,
oh
my
God,
God,
yeah, you so annoying.
she was like, oh, you need to detox your liver. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me go and call my primary care physician. She's like, oh, no, we have these vitamins that you can use. I ain't about to pay no $199 for y'all vitamins when I can just go to my doggone doctor.
Listen, I like the foot scrub. We ended up buying a foot scrub. Listen, my feet was like baby soft. I was like loving that. It was like the sugar, wasn't it a sugar foot scrub or something?
It was a sugar foot scrub. Now that honestly smelled great and it did feel great, but that doggone foot soap where they tried to tell me that my liver was about to die, it pissed me off. Because I'm sitting up there just staring at her because at the time I had literally just watched that, because you know they do that on a lot of resorts out of town. A lot of those places when you go to those spas, they'll tell you to put your feet in there and it'll detoxify your body. And people really think that their body is being detoxed with this foot soap. Like, really? So you mean to tell me that you're gonna stick your foot in this water and it's just going to pull out all of these toxins in your body, like literally just that fast? Seriously? Seriously? Oh, okay.
I thought it was that was relaxing to me. The rest of it, I couldn't.
Y'all, that place is a joke, but it was something nice to do and laugh about because we ate and drank good afterwards.
We definitely did. Mm-hmm. It was one of those, it was COVID. I was looking for things to do.
No, and like I said, we got a Groupon, and again, we were so happy that we were able to find it off of a Groupon, because if I would have paid the full, how much would it, like $80 for that?
I don't know. Is it $80?
It was expensive back then. Now, mind you, this was years ago when we went.
Yeah.
So back then, I feel like this whole experience was supposed to be like $60 to $80, and I think we ended up getting it for like $25 or $30 or something.
That's ridiculous. But I'm just weird. I don't like stuff like. Now I'll do a facial. I will do a facial.
I have yet to do one. I've never had one.
We gotta go.
I have never had one, and I really want one because I want to get into better skincare, because I need this chocolatey skin to make me look good. You already got the chocolate. No,
the
I
glow.
got the chocolate,
but the mother glow.
But I need better upkeep of it. I want it glowing.
And that's what made me start going, because I have rosacea, and then I have dry, flaky skin. Mm-hmm. And the first time I actually got a facial done was in Florida. Okay. It was my ex did it for my birthday, and she kind of went in depth of telling me like what I need to do with my face. Like I can't wash my face in hot water. It has to be like cool, warm water, because that tones down the redness, like aloe and cucumbers and things like that. Like when I got my facial with the young lady Ebony, shout out to Ebony, she put a cooling aloe on my face, and the redness kind of just like calmed down. And she was just telling me like to really keep the flaky stuff away, I should be going like twice a week or at least once a month to just get, I think it's called microderm or something like that.
Microdermabrasion.
Yeah. Be careful. I wouldn't do that too much. That take away too much of the naturalization of your skin.
Okay. And it can definitely harm your skin and scratch your skin. Because the microdermabrasion actually have those little crystals or balls in them that's supposed to like clear out your skin. That's why they only tell you to do it like once a week.
If you have bad skin, you don't need to do it.
Yeah, you don't need to do it often at all.
Okay, so I know what Ebony had did. She kind of looked like, she took this razor, which kind of looked like an eyebrow razor.
Yeah.
But that's what she did to kind of scrape the bad.
Oh, you're talking about dermaplaning.
That's what Ebony did. Now the other chick did the
microdermabrasion.
But she did that where she kind of scraped off the bad.
Yeah, now the dermaplane, now that it takes off the top layer of all your skin. I did it myself because I'm crazy. So I went to YouTube University, and I saw how to do it at home, and I went to Sephora and I bought the actual kit to do it, and I did it the first time and it turned out really, really good, but it's not something that I would continue to do on myself. I would possibly go somewhere else and have someone else do it, but it is like that really does help. It helps with the dead skin because I have naturally oily skin, and then in the summertime obviously I have really, really dry skin, so I get it. I definitely do want to try a facial. I want a really good in-depth facial.
Yeah, those are the best. It was definitely, the whole process with Ebony was awesome. Because she massages your arms and your hands, and She
that's the woman that you told me.
I told you about. Yeah,
I can never get in with her because I'm working.
Yeah, her schedule is crazy. But if you talk to her, reach out to her though. And when I find her IG, I definitely will post it. When you DM her, she can maybe make an appointment for you and work a schedule. I
just want to say that I feel like I'm the only one enjoying this mimosa, and I don't like it, and I won't do it.
I know. I'm about to sip on it.
Me too.
So,
me too. It's delicious.
It is delicious. It is delicious. It really is. So I had my mind set on talking about something, and then you guys know, if you don't know, I do live on the side because prom is expensive and senior year is expensive. So I have to do what I got to do. And I had two passengers that we just had this deep conversation, and it was like, maybe this is God telling me I need to talk about this a little more.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start with, my usual, what I find on social media, which will kind of guide into the whole topic. So I want to get into it. Me and Ms. Marie, we had a deep conversation about this yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm kind of going to...
I want deep conversations.
We gonna have,
I need you. Put me in a group chat.
We're going to put you in a group chat.
We're going to put you in a group
That's a good idea.
Yes, we will. I'm going to put you in a group chat. I want to talk about what's going on with Diddy. I'm going to exclude what I really wanted to say because Miss Marie made such a great point about not putting us down, our own people down. Now, I want to say first, don't get it twisted. I think what he's going through and what his accusations are horrible.
Yeah.
They are. But what made me really want to talk about it, and if you guys don't know what's going on with Diddy, he is kind of like the black Jeffrey Epstein going on here. He is being accused of having these sex parties.
The infamous Diddy parties.
The infamous Diddy parties. He is accused of having underage girls there for sexual reasons, as well as using these underage girls to drug people in their drinks. He had cameras all over his house, in every room, and it's gotten juicy, and it's gotten to a point now where I read an article where he is prepared to take down Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So I want to give my 2 cents really quickly. Okay. I feel as if first and foremost, like you said, what he did is horrible. I believe that he is very guilty of everything that they say he is. But I also want to say I feel like he is the fall guy.
I completely agree. I feel like he is the fall guy. He is taking the fall
he is definitely going
whoever
to be,
is at the top.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the fall guy for the bigger picture. I don't feel as if that he did this by himself. I feel like he is definitely about to be the fall guy for the shenanigans.
Yes. And the only thing I feel sad about is his children. His daughters this is their senior year, and we all know how high school is. And they have to deal with this. I mean, of course, they had the pictures of him at Topgolf with them, and they look happy. But we don't know what's really going on.
And that's for the cameras because they're in, the public's eye. But with all of this coming out, can we all, take a moment to sit up here and really understand that Audrey been saying this for years? Since Danity came.
Well, can we be straight up about what Aubrey says? Aubrey speaks of adult activities. They're accusing this man of child pornography. Which I believe is completely false.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Yes, we know he's a funny man. You know what I'm saying? He walked with a dip in his hip.
And you know Yes.
Yes, and that's okay. But all this other stuff.
That part.
But all this other stuff, all this extra stuff that was added on, I just add him to the list of black billionaires that they trying to take down. And that's not okay. Is there somebody over him? No. Ain't nobody over him.
You don't think
Ain't nobody bigger pick. Guess who they covering up for? Guess what we ain't talking about? Guess what the world ain't talking about? Nickelodeon.
Oh no, we gonna talk about that too.
They talking about Nickelodeon.
What it is that
they ain't talking about Kurt. What's his name? One of the Russell sons. I ain't talking about Russell Simmons.
You talking about his brother? What is his name?
We not talking about Robin Thicke. We not talking about what's the who is the other one? My God! And then let's not talk about the athletes
that's done all this stuff.
Yes, that's really the girl got on there and said, "Hey, I just slept with Josh Giddey." He still remained to be paid. He still played. He's still playing, and nothing ever. Guess what? Stephen A. had nothing to say about him, but he had something to say about Kevin Porter Jr., who was found not guilty.
Yeah.
Who the girl said that she beat him up and all this stuff, made that outrageous phone call. That brother wasn't even in town. But Stephen A. Smith tore him down.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's mighty funny that in this world we live in today, everything is going wrong. All the black men are being accused.
The moment they started talking about Dan and Nickelodeon and how he impregnated Amanda Bynes and how she's been saying for years that she got pregnant by her boss and was forced to have an abortion. Next thing you know, as soon as he came out and did that false ass apology and saying what did he say? My actions was
inappropriate.
Yeah, it was inappropriate. The moment that he came out and did that fake phony ass apology, now all of a sudden Diddy getting so y'all want to. I'm a conspiracy theorist.
It's called deflection.
Yeah, and so I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I was telling my cousin, her, because me and her be going back and forth. Shout out to Anjali. I was like, you know what? I said, did you notice that we're not talking about Dan and Nickelodeon no more because everybody want to talk about Dan? She was like, well, I've been peeped it. I said, yeah, because the moment it was getting too hot for him, they was like, okay, now it's time to go back to the black brother and let's get him. And then who else but Diddy?
And that's crazy.
Who else is really big right now to even really bring down this caliber?
Yes, it's all the black billionaires. You know, they started out with Kanye. Do Kanye do stupid stuff? But if you listen to Kanye, he make total sense. They wanted to jump on him when he said slavery was a choice, but they never listened to everything else he said.
And I actually had to go back myself.
Come from Harriet Tubman.
And I had to go back myself and read it because you can't just tell me that it's raining and you pissing on me. You can't. So I went back and actually heard the whole interview, and I was just like, so they literally just played in our faces and just picked and chose what they wanted us to see and hear.
And you know
that's what media do.
And you know what's that? Rick James said cocaine's a hell of a drug. Editing is a hell of a drug.
Editing is a hell of a drug. It's a hell of a drug because social media only wants you to see what they want you to see. They're going to try to formulate this whole thing like, oh, this is what he said, but this is what I went back and saw that and was like,
and you know what's horrible about all of this stuff going on, including with Dr. William H. Cosby, who I stand by too, is that they really trying to put this off on our culture like that. You know, and for every one thing that they do, like you said, here came Diddy. You know, and most of all, it's the fact that we got, stuff being ignored out here. Like, we got an ex-president running for president with 91 felonies threatening a black judge's kids.
I even said, it seems like every time they want us to deflect and to turn away from what's really going on.
Yes, absolutely.
This shenanigans. And I said, why don't people realize and understand that? And tapping on real quick with Cosby, I do believe that he was on some BS back in his day. I believe a lot of them guys were. But at the same token, he didn't even get brought up on these charges until after he tried to buy, what's the one?
NBC.
He tried to buy NBC because he wanted to bring back wholesome television.
Yeah.
Oh, so you actually have the money to do it and you can actually shut us down because we need the ratchet TV. We need the ratchet reality shows. And we want to keep it going because that's where our money is. So guess what? Now we're about to pull up all the skeletons out your closet. Because if you actually go back...
are they skeletons woman to woman? Are you going to wait 33 and 45 years and say, oh, he gave me an aspirin? Because that's all Quaaludes was.
Girl,
and
it was longer than that.
It was longer than that. And I think it should be a law against that.
I stand by him.
It's no statute. It was a lot of statute of limitations for a lot of the charges. But one of the women who came forward that looked like Mick Jagger, I think y'all, because she was the most vocal. She looks like Mick Jagger. She was one of the first.
Not Janice Dickinson.
No, not Janice. It was another shit. And Janice is another one. But if you guys actually go back and look at her interviews that this Mick Jagger looking chick was talking about, she said in the interviews, I knew I was taking the Quaalude. I knew what I went to his apartment to do because he promised me a career.
Yeah.
Janice Dickinson said the exact same thing. Like, oh, I knew he was married. I knew why I was going back to his apartment. to his hotel room. But he promised me. So all of you guys are jumping on this wave because he promised you a career and it didn't flourish.
And you went through with it. And don't get it twisted. R. Kelly
and
is crazy.
And we're not condoning any
we're not
condoning any of that, because regardless of the fact, you should not be doing that. Yeah. But a lot of these women went there with the intentions of, well, if I sleep with him,
I'm going to get a career.
How come R. Kelly don't get the mental health help that he needs? Like other Caucasian people do.
He's been saying for years that he got essay problems. He got all kind of trouble.
Yeah, he got a lot of for a long time. Talk about it, and don't forget his sister molested him and his brother.
I was about to say,
talk about a cry for help. His brother, that poor thing.
They need help, and my thing is, all them women that came out decades later, it's like at the end of the day, you knew what you was doing. You knew this was R. Kelly.
He took advantage of them for crap.
You knew that if you hung out with R. Kelly, you was hoping to get up, because all of them was inspiring singers.
Yeah,
every last one of them.
Every last one.
And another thing important about the R. Kelly situation in itself, the statute of limitations in Illinois is 16 years old.
Okay.
You know that 14-year-old crap. Listen, I ain't got nothing to say about that, because to this day, that girl like, leave me alone. I did what I wanted to do.
So when it comes to those younger ladies that was dealing with it, I also blame their parents.
Wholeheartedly.
Because when you look at the documentary, if I am a daughter of a mother who is 13 or 14 years old, why am I letting her go backstage with this grown ass man that was just humping this girl on stage?
These parents allowed her to marry him.
Yes, and
they didn't sneak.
They knew, because they had to sign off on something. Y'all did this for money and for fame, and it's like,
because you thought that your child was the next big thing, and you pretty much, honestly, it's no different than them Nickelodeon kids. Y'all was selling y'all kids to these producers.
Listen,
and let's be honest, Aaliyah fought for that relationship.
She did.
You wasn't gonna tell her nothing sitting up there on that BET stage
because
age ain't nothing but a number, baby.
Because again, she was young.
When she did that interview,
she was young. And she thought this man really loved her, and it wasn't that. And her parents should have been there. He had a whole thing going on. And like you said, it's these parents. Even, and we can roll into the Nickelodeon. No, I want to go back to Diddy real quick. Because I don't know if it's true, but they came out with...
I'm not buying the child stuff.
Not the child stuff.
He a gay man and he do freaky stuff.
Not the child stuff. I wanted to touch on this whole sex worker thing with Young Miami and Daphne Joy, because me and Q was talking about this yesterday. First off, Daphne Joy is now coming out saying she was raped, and it's like, baby girl,
don't get me started on her, please. Baby
girl, don't do that, because we all saw you when he first started dating Young Miami. All she would do, my man, his chain. My man, this my man. He was in my bed posting these pictures. So now, because...
Real quick, before I lose this, not to lose your thoughts. So B just commented and said, it's 3 ways to ruin a black man. Paint him as a psychopath, paint him as a homosexual or a sexual predator. It's the oldest play in the book. Yeah, that's the one way to ruin a black man is to make sure that you put him under that. But go back to Jasmine, because I want to fight her.
Yeah. So it's like you were all online, my man, his chain, these pictures when he first started dating Young Miami, and now because you're named in this document, which I don't think that they were sex workers, but he definitely was paying the both of them. He was taking care of something.
I feel like first and foremost, these men go for these roundabout women that are passed through these industries, knowing that they're there for one reason. They would need the person with the biggest buck. Daphne, you cannot deflect from the situation of what you participated in.
Girl.
Now you're calling essay on your first baby daddy to protect the second one. That is strange. Like, nobody not even realizing
No one is realizing that.
That she's literally trying to protect the first one by trying to bring down
the second one.
Well, no, so she's trying to bring down the first one. I mean, she's trying to accuse the first one to to cover up for the second one. And it was like, Daphne, really? Is that what we're playing right now?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, because we all saw you every time you seen him with Young Miami. But
even now, even if that was the case, let me be clear. Even if that was the case, why are you bringing it up now in the whole midst of you being named in this court case? And in the fact that your second baby daddy is really being brought down on some tough charges, and you're being basically labeled as a mule. And because people see that, and because 50 decided to speak on that, now all of a sudden he done essayed you and DV'd you. And
can we talk about 50 too?
50 is
first of all 50. I question his sexuality because he got a lot of bitch ass up in him.
A lot of bitch ass.
He loves to stir the pot.
Yeah, he do.
I need to work on his relationship with his first kid before he
drama queen, and I call him smacking them lips, baby. Stop playing with me, 50, and I'm gonna tag him. But
I know that's right.
Tag you.
Yes, but I got a problem with the fact that he don't mind taking a brother down.
Real quick.
Okay, so back to the 60s and even further back to the Freeman and the Freemason days, back during Black Wall Street, sis. This same type of shit happened. And the reason for part of the failure, nobody want to talk about it. I'm willing to talk about it, just like the Buffalo Soldiers.
Yes.
You know how highly celebrated they are, and they shouldn't be. Because all they did was take out our own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with 50. Same thing with the Freeman era back during Black Wall Street. All them black men, yeah. It was a lot of Caucasian European Americans that played a part in it. But the brothers going against each other didn't help out either.
Real quick.
Because all y'all did was slash everything in half, and all they did was take away the goddamn breast. Shut the fuck up, 50.
And
for real.
50 is a bully.
He is a
social media bully. And I've been saying that for years. And I said, why does he always got to insert himself in something?
Yeah,
always.
That's the Queen's English, baby. The Queen's English.
He don't. And it's like he don't take no time either. He be Johnny on the spot too, with something.
Quick, like why are you always speaking on something? Let's talk about you. You didn't even have this much to say when your oldest son was reaching out for love and affection.
Yes,
but you got so much to say, and so I'm one of them people that when I can't sleep at night, I go and read the whole 500 comment threads so I can get caught up. So what a lot of people are saying is, you're really salty that she chose Diddy over you, and then had a baby with Diddy over, like you got a baby by her, you thought you was doing something, and she said, no baby, I'm about to level up, and she went and got with somebody else, and you're still hurt about that split, baby. She used you for the moment. You were temporary. You were never long term, honey. She used your liking for her. She knew that she was exotic to you.
Yeah.
You made her. You put her on this pedestal that she was exotic and she was all of that, and she played you in your face. She was a pass around in the industry, baby, and you made a baby with her. And she turned around and run up to you and had a baby with an even bigger baller.
Yeah.
And you still haven't healed from that.
And
so that's the reason why you got something to say, because you're willing to fight so hard for this kid that she honestly said that you only seen 5 times in 2 years.
Yeah.
So now you want full custody.
And it's crazy. And it's like, even with I'll Be Sure came out telling his son
to come home.
Boy, you should have told him that before all of this started.
He had me.
Why you wait? Why you wait till now? And then why you do it on social media? You ain't got your son number?
First of all, I still gotta have me share crush.
Listen,
because he's still fine.
He's still fine.
How about another one, y'all? How about shout out to Bobby Brown, whose bitch ass sister Tony. And sorry, Bobby, you probably still love her but hate her all at the same damn time. Who came out and said that Bobby, see, here it is. Bobby was touching her 2 daughters.
Oh my God.
And my thing is, why is this bitch sitting up here doing it in an interview and not at the police department?
Or
hashtag fake, hashtag clout chasing.
And that's why I question so many of these accusations.
Yes.
Because why are we not at the police?
Exactly.
Why did it take this long to come out with it?
Exactly.
It's like, if you were this videographer and you were there this whole time, seeing this go on, and he was putting you in positions where men are supposed to sleep with you, why'd you wait this long to say something?
Right.
And I understand they say sometimes the trauma can cause this, but it's like, I feel it's all a money grab and it's attention getter.
It is.
And I honestly, so when Cassie first came out, and I will say that I was one of those people that said, oh, well, why didn't she go to why didn't she go to the police, blah, 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 blah. But when you
because she still never did.
But when you dig deeper into it, she did it for her own protection, if you think about it. Because now, if anything was to happen to her, her family, or anything, it's all tied into it. She did it the public way because she knew that if she secretly did it behind closed doors, she might secretly, what they call it now on social media, unalived.
Yeah.
So my thing is I was one of the ones talking shit like, oh, she just wanted the money, she's wanted money. Truthfully, she did just want the money. But
yeah,
at
she
the same
definitely did just want
token, she
money.
also had to protect herself because Diddy know people that know people that know people.
That know people that
yeah,
know
but
people that know
what's
people.
wrong with a police record though? What's wrong with a police record? Like there's still like that's still a viable source.
Yeah. It is.
You know, versus going public. Just like who else was I about to mention? It's somebody else out there that's on some bullshit too. But yeah, you know, because now it's like it never happened. You know, her and the new boo, you know, out here living off that.
The husband and the kids.
Living off that money. And my thing is
that
when
30 mil that got paid the next day.
The next day. Because he knew she knew shit.
Can I say something else about the Diddy situation too? Look here, y'all. I'm looking at my watch. Y'all. And all I know is at the beginning of this week, the house got raided and we ain't heard nothing since. I'm just calling the bullshit like I see.
And you know what else?
It don't take that long to come up with charges or nothing.
Nothing. You went and you found, I mean, did you see the video of his house? They destroyed the fuck out of his house.
Yeah, they did.
Y'all tore my beautiful house up.
They tore that house up.
Like, y'all jealous.
And his lawyer, I commend his lawyer for the statement because he is right. They went overboard. Y'all raided his house like he was El Chapo in this motherfucker.
Y'all
they did the same thing.
They ripped the TV off the freaking wall. Why y'all do that?
And then
y'all ignorant.
And then you don't think we know that y'all called the news? They wasn't just going, oh my God, they was, you telling me a news helicopter was just flying, but y'all called them people.
Yeah.
So here's my thing with that, right? So here we are bringing down
I'm waiting.
But I'm still waiting on the Epstein list that we were supposed to get at the beginning of the year. They were supposed to be releasing.
Well, you know what? They did
release the people that he sexually assaulted.
And the people that was involved in the island.
Including Oprah.
It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive list they were supposed to release. So we all know about what they allowed us to know. But they kept saying, okay, we got records, we got we're going to release the list. We've been releasing the list literally since December?
It's been a minute.
Way long.
I have read the court documents. Now that is online. It's like 100-something pages. I kind of got invested with spotting here and there about
names.
But it has some names in it, but not a lot.
The names that we are allowed to. I want the exclusive platinum membership.
Yes,
that's what.
And that's exactly what's going to happen to Diddy because if it's true that he had all these cameras in his house,
I believe it because Diddy a freak. But he said in an interview that he was into some extreme freaky deaky. And he's probably what they call a voyeur. He's probably a voyeur that likes watching. So I'm sure that them videos is in all of the rooms.
In all of them rooms. I'm curious to see because
minus his kids, and I'm still waiting.
I would like to see that.
Y'all, this something that should have came out.
Yeah. It's like, why did you wait? It don't. And you know, they never show any video of what they found in the New York house.
Yes,
we didn't see nothing about the New York house. Nothing. And
he's the fraud guy.
Yeah, and my thing is, if he did all of this stuff, how the hell is he still walking around?
Yep.
Because he has to be charged with something. They haven't charged him with anything.
Yeah,
This
they
is all
don't
speculation.
have nothing.
They don't.
He a gay man. Yeah, he a freakily.
Yeah.
Chicks with dicks and all that stuff.
All of it.
You know.
And that's what I think. I think he's one of those. I think he got the little dick man syndrome, where he's got to control everything.
I can tell by that thumb
he got little dick syndrome, and that's why I was like, I fully believe. I don't think Young Miami and Daphne was sex workers, but he was paying them because you notice when she left Diddy alone, her show disappeared.
I don't think that she worked for him, but I think she worked for him. I mean, meaning I don't think she was a sex worker, but I think that she was like bringing the girls or transporting the girls, or because you got to think with the mentality that Young Miami has displayed to to society is that she's a ride or die chick, and I believe that she'll be a ride or die. Yeah, so if you're a ride or die chick, you'll be a ride or die chick for the right price, for real. Because Diddy showed you that your last baby daddy could never. So why wouldn't she, do what she needed to do? Do what she needed to do. So I don't think that she was an actual sex worker, but I do think that she was involved at some point. Because he was blowing down with the gifts.
Yeah, he was definitely paying her because her show was on his TV, his streaming service. And it was
Did
like.
He just sell that?
He did.
Okay.
He sold everything.
Yeah.
And it was like, as soon as she stopped fucking with him. You notice you ain't seen nothing about Carisha Please anymore.
She stopped fucking with him, and he stopped fucking with her because he had no use for her.
I think she stopped. We don't know. I think she might have stopped fucking with him because she was just tired of the embarrassment in the media.
Because he had just had that baby.
Yeah. And that love. She a pretty little baby.
I want the baby mom to step up and speak. How did y'all get involved with this man? Yeah. I want to know, how do you get involved with someone? Because since I can remember, Diddy has been known to be funny and into weird stuff. How do y'all make kids with this man? Yeah. I mean, outside of the money grab.
Businessman too.
Yeah.
Yes. Outside of the money grab, how do you let yourself be involved with this man that you know who is known? People will tell you without naming him, but describe him to a T that he gets down. Yeah, in the industry.
It's so many people that came out and was like, "Hey man, I don't go to Diddy parties. I ain't never been to a Diddy party."
So if they know, I know you knew. Man, so how you make a baby?
You know what was going on, and it's crazy because now that I think about it, the little dick thing. I bet you 50 Cent got a little dick because he act like that too.
Well,
he got the little dick mentality. Great businessman, savvy. I love everything about the Power universe. Love everything about Power.
Diddy just having a bitch moment because he heard that he lost Daphne to Diddy. Let's be for real. This is all over. You took my girl, man.
But this ain't his first time. He troll every fucking body. Everybody. He don't waste a moment. He don't waste a moment. But it's sad because in these situations, whether Young Miami or Daphne or Diddy or whatever is going on, these people need mental help, not torn down. Yeah. They need someone to talk to. And, transitioning that into the Nickelodeon thing. Listen, if you haven't watched Quiet on the Set,
I think everybody done watch it by now.
You need to watch it.
To talk about.
Yes, if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. I started watching it by myself, and then me and Kira started watching it together. All of those shows I used to watch. Whether it was me by myself or me and Kira watched it together. And it was crazy, the Ariana Grande scene, where she was pouring that water on herself and all of that. It was I used to love Sam and Cat. I used to love all of that. And never thought about any of those any of those foot scenes that they were showing.
I did though, and I think it's because I feel like I've always been before my time, and I made a video and I posted it on my page after I finished watching the entire series. And I said, I'm one of them people that it doesn't take much to make me feel uncomfortable, even as a kid. I don't like being made to feel uncomfortable. I remember watching all that and all of these shows where they would have these in-depth foot scenes, and it made me feel uncomfortable to the point where I was questioning, oh my God, why does he like feet? Or why is always feet involved? But as a kid, you're not thinking of it. But even, and like I said in my video that I had posted, I said, I remember one time my grandmother had walked in on a scene from all that, and I think somebody had their foot in their mouth. And she was like, why is they foot in their mouth? And I was like, I don't know, mine's just part of the show. But it was always something dealing with feet.
Yeah,
and the whole Ariana Grande, I want her to step up because I think that she was victimized and don't want to say nothing.
People want to never listen to Britney. Britney been screaming for
Britney been screaming.
Yeah.
A lifetime. And I hate to say it, but Disney next. Disney next.
Oh, include all that racism?
Did you see the one chick? I think she was from the dance show with Zendaya. She came out and it was a chick from That's So Raven. The white girl from That's So Raven. Yeah. She came out and she did an interview and she talked about how it was nothing but racism. And it was about money.
The black kids experience racism, and unfortunately, the white kids experience all of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because all of the black kids are coming forward saying it was uncomfortable. I got yelled at. I was, they was demeaning me. They was they never treated me the same. Even the girl who came forward and said that Dan never touched her. She said he never wanted to he would always give all the other kids a hug or a high five, and he would kind of walk past me with the don't touch me.
And it's so sad.
Yeah.
And listen, that black, I can't think of the little boy, the black guy that was talking, that was the one that got that peanut butter put all over him.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. I had not, at that point with all of that, I wasn't watching it no more. I watched
I didn't watch the new kids.
Yeah, I didn't watch the new kids.
The new kids of all that, I had stopped watching them because they wasn't funny. Mm-hmm. But I felt even then, I knew something wasn't right because again, why is there so much feet involved? And I remember it was a little girl in there who had a scratchy little voice, who was she used to play the president on all that, and she did a scene where she walked around the table and she had these big, huge, hairy feet, and she poured and put her foot in her mouth. And I was just like, I can't continue to watch this. Like, why is every time you turn around somebody's foot in the mouth? Then they show Ariana Grande trying to squeeze juice out of the potato, and it was like she was jacking it off. I was uncomfortable back then, so I said, I know. So now I feel like it's validated that I was not crazy.
No, you weren't.
I felt like back then, like, why is she doing
Why is she doing it? This is a kid. Oh my God.
And why is the parents okay with your cat, with your kid jacking off a potato?
Listen, can I tell you how mad?
Because that's not comedy.
I am with Drake's mom. Because
Drake mommy the rest was.
Drake, excuse me, y'all. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm a parent, so I have the right to feel how I want. She need to kill herself.
Yeah.
Because you did this to your son. You did this. The laziness of you don't want to drive back and forth. So you let this strange man that your ex-husband warned you about.
How is it that your girlfriend's mother noticed something in one day that something wasn't right that you didn't notice in the months that it was happening? That's why I feel like she was a part of it. I strongly feel like she was a part of it.
Look, I kept asking Kiera, I said, why she ain't in this interview? Where's she at?
Because she's guilty.
And shout out to Tip Harris for saying my kids ain't never, wasn't nobody even understanding at the time back when that show was out. My kids ain't gonna never be involved in that sector of Hollywood. Tip. T.I.
I feel it. What people don't understand is fame is a hell of a drug. It is actually worse than drugs itself.
You literally have to sell yourself for the fame. You literally have to do that, and unfortunately, the parents sold their kids. I feel like a lot of them, because not only did Drake's mom need her ass whooped, the one mom who was letting her daughter email that man back and forth.
Yeah. Why are you not watching her?
But someone has said and made a really good valid point. She said as soon as she came on the screen that she herself had been trying to be an actress for a long time and could never make a break in it. She was living through her daughter. And I feel, because when her daughter first came to her and told her that this man sent her an inappropriate email of him jacking off, she said, well, I didn't want to go to the police because I was embarrassed. No, you wanted to see how far I can go because you wanted that money to keep coming in.
You didn't want to lose that money.
Let's be for real.
Man, and it's sad because these parents are willing to do whatever for fame. I remember when Kiera was little, she had fluke won a little baby pageant at Randall Park Mall, so I kind of ran with the pageant life. I didn't know much about the pageant life, and this was around when John Bonet had got, remember her?
Yeah, Ramsey.
Yeah, John Bonet Ramsey and all of that stuff. So I remember she had won the pageant, she won another one. We ended up going to like the state championship thing. And me being a normal parent, I bought a book bag and little things that she needed. These women were in there with totes of just makeup and hair supply. And I remember one coach, because Kiera was going through the stage where her teeth was coming in, but they were coming in weird. And they was like, yeah, you should get her some veneers. You need to do. I'm not doing it.
Half of them babies are going. If you watch like them toddlers and tiaras, they start getting their teeth fixed early. And I said, why are they doing that to them babies? That's why I started watching that show, because I realized these women will literally sell their souls just for their daughters to win or to, whatever.
To do whatever.
Why does your 5-year-old have veneers?
Yeah.
Like, she ain't even lost her first set.
Why
and you already got
Why does she have a
They
whole...
want them to look perfect.
Yeah, why does she have a whole box of Crayola on her face?
Yeah. But y'all know we talking about the history of America with these people and all this nasty shit that they trying to put off on our people.
Yeah, this is an us thing. Yeah, this was never an us thing.
It was never an us thing, and that's what made me want to just touch on, especially as a mom, because it's like, it burned my soul. Because first off, when that man only got 16 months,
and served less than that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know that I would have been waiting outside of that prison, and I would have let him take a few steps away from that prison, and I would have killed him?
The way I feel like that was a slap in the face. Like, I came forward and you guys know everything that this man did to me in that time, and that's all that he got.
That's all that,
Like,
ain't no way.
It was so horrible that Drake was tearing up and said, I don't even want to discuss everything that I did or had to do or was forced to do. But when you actually go and read it, the things that man was doing to Drake and making him do, and all you got was 16 months,
and it was didn't even get the pedophile thing. He was able to leave there and go work on Disney on the Zack and Cody show.
Yeah.
So then you went right back to working with kids. Not me.
That privilege.
He was
not
obsessed.
me.
He was obsessed with Drake. And he said that the thing that I think brought me to tears is when he said, think of the most horrible thing that you can ever go through in life. That's what I went through.
That was so sad.
And then when you actually read in the court documents what they found on these tapes.
It was crazy as they found it on the tapes, and he still didn't get charged for it. Still didn't get charged for it. They would have had, do you know how hard they would have had to contain me in the courtroom?
Listen.
Do you know how hard they would have? I probably would have ended up getting arrested with him.
I feel like that man that jumped on that judge.
Listen,
real quick.
over it.
Real quick.
Either that or
Watch me, you real
listen.
quick.
Either that or you remember the movie with Jamie Foxx, Law Abiding Citizen?
Yes.
That would have been me.
Movie.
I would have been that guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah,
I don't think I did.
Oh my God.
So what I would probably compare it
Josh,
to,
they tried him too.
Yeah.
or what I would do, what I can compare it to if that was my kid, is a Samuel L. Jackson in A Time to Kill when he was in the courthouse when they was walking down. That would be me.
Yes.
Because by me being the mother of a son and not trying to put him on a pedestal, but what these young boys was going through, I feel like not only like Amanda Bynes went through it, but just looking at Drake and seeing what he went through as a young man, what this other man was doing to him, and I think about my son, I feel like yes, I would definitely be Samuel. I would definitely be coming in with this shotty real quick, and I'm laying everybody out.
Listen. Listen.
Because I'm not willing to sacrifice or sell my son for fame.
Yeah.
Because look at these kids, they all are
They are
damaged.
fucked up.
Look at Orlando Brown. That's why I believe everything homeboy say.
Yeah,
I believe
Thank
everything
you.
homeboy
Thank
say.
you.
He is not talking out his head.
No.
That
No,
man
he
is
is
telling
not.
you the truth.
Yes.
Yep.
When he
No
said,
matter how vulgar it is.
It is the truth.
I listen to every interview. When people walk up to Orlando on the street and he get to talking, I listen because Orlando is not lying. Like when he was telling people, he was like, he said, don't let Raven fool you. Me and her used to actually fuck around. Like he will tell
And I
you.
believe that.
I believe it
I
too.
believe
yeah.
every bit
I
of it.
believe
Yeah, she may be married to a woman now, but
Now.
Orlando not crazy.
Mm-mm.
It's just that unfortunately he is so full of this trauma that this is the only way he can release it now. And people say, "Oh, he crazy. He don't know what he's talking
Hey, just
about."
like you
He
know who
talk
else that
about
look
Diddy.
crazy?
He talk about Jay-Z.
Mhm.
He talk about all of the parties that he went to as a kid that he shouldn't have been at.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
talk about all the drugs they used to do on the set of Disney.
Yeah.
We let's
Yeah.
talk about it,
Yes.
but they don't
Talk
even want to
about
talk
it.
about. If y'all remember, maybe y'all don't remember. If you remember the Jonas Brothers,
Yeah.
Yes.
they
All
would
them
tell
single
you
toes.
about all the sex and drugs that was going on on the
Listen.
set.
All of them, they try to talk about it, and they be having those. Because I was telling Kira, she was like, "Oh, they paying them off." I said, "No, they just some of them probably got gag orders, but it's
A lot of them, and I feel like that's why a lot if we go back to the Diddy situation, I feel like that's why Aubrey cannot say what she want to say because she has a gag order.
She done said a lot though.
She done
And
said
I heard
enough to where she can't get touched, but I feel like if she had the chance to really purge, we would know a lot more than what we know.
Yes.
But I do feel like a lot of people can't come forward because they got these orders that they had to sign. They got their orders that they had to sign, and they got their payouts. So
Yeah,
look, we done
they
paid you done signed it, and now you can't never
now you
come
can't
forward.
say
Like, you know another one who they just tried to make look crazy? Music in the music sector, J Boog from B2K.
Yeah,
they need to respect that man's I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
the one that was saying that he got raped by the
Chris Stokes and them,
by Chris Stokes,
yeah. He ain't lying. And he ain't the first person.
Them then.
And he ain't the first person that just came out and said it.
That
But they want to
whole
play him
group.
off like he crazy. And that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to touch on is
Raz
B, yes. These people, when the childhood trauma grows up with you, and we need to stop calling them crazy.
Yup.
And start getting
And
them
he's
help.
not crazy. He's just upset that don't nobody believe him
Yes.
because everybody. I've been noticing people been saying for Omarion to step up and say because he will tell you he was like Omarion was there. He was forced to do a lot of stuff too. It was just that he was the favorite. Omarion has always been the favorite, but it weighs more heavily on him. And he said, just come forth, bro, and tell him what we went through. We all went through it. He was saying that he put us in a room.
Ran away from it.
And he's not going to say nothing because he don't want to tarnish his image.
And
it's like
his image, his kids.
His kids. And I don't think Omarion is I think he got some skeletons in his closet too.
You would have to admit.
I think it's some things because he tries real hard to portray to be this really perfect person.
No,
and it's like,
just peaceful.
Like very
with
peaceful.
The shit when it came down to Fizz and his baby mama, she was trifling for
She
them.
was trifling as fuck.
Oh my goodness.
And that's why I be like, I got that Omarion energy. I don't have the strength to feed it back to you like that. You can just keep it moving.
And just keep it moving. And that's why I do respect Young Miami because she ain't said nothing. She done kept her mouth shut. She's staying on and not
There's
feeding
a lot
into
of people
it.
that stand back.
Yeah. And I hate that. Like all those people that wrote the letters for that guy in court, all those celebrities that was like, oh, maybe the victim enticed him. You telling me this 14-year-old boy enticed this grown-ass man to want to sodomize him?
When people use that word entice, because at the end of the day, if I am a 40-something-year-old person, it doesn't matter if it's male or female nowadays. If I'm a 40-something-year-old person, it is nothing that this 12, 13, 14-year-old little kid can do to entice me to do anything with them. That man preyed on him. He became obsessed with him to the point where you try to insert yourself into being his dad on the show so that you can monitor what he's doing.
If that wasn't the creepiest shit ever.
When they said that's what he was doing on the Drake show, like doing to Drake, it was like he couldn't shake this man. How are you trying to insert yourself to be my TV dad?
Man.
Like imagine if the mom would have never stepped up and realized something wasn't wrong, how much longer this would have happened.
Man.
But now I want to ask the question, what do we feel like, what was the gentleman's name from the famous Jet Jackson? Remember him?
I do. The light-skinned dude?
No, he was brown skin with his gorgeous eyeballs, who unalived himself years ago, and it was unwarranted.
I know who you're talking about.
It was from, I can't think of his name.
Yes, because didn't he play High School High or something like that?
He didn't play. No, he wasn't. He was from the famous Jet Jackson show. He was a black man, and he
peanut butter complexion brother.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He just literally out of the blue just unalived himself. He was a Disney kid.
Yeah.
And now it makes me question, what were you suffering from?
Yeah.
Sir,
what were you
that you couldn't talk about?
Yeah.
Because we see what Drake went through. Because Drake was a favorite. He was the favorite. So what did you suffer that we? Because now I want to know.
Because look at Amanda Bynes.
Yep.
Look at that poor girl.
My heart has been going out to her since she went on Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but I remember when it went viral, what she was saying. I said back then to the people who I was talking to, I said then, that girl done experienced something and she is trying to let y'all know what happened to her.
She's not...
Is that
somebody said it in the comments. Shout out, thank you for that.
Thank you, because I couldn't think of his name. I want to know Lee's story.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he experienced something that he wasn't able to talk about.
Yeah.
Because with all of these kids coming, with all these adults coming forward, what happened to them as kids, like we use Amanda Bynes because she is the poster child for this, for the simple fact of the matter, she has been telling us for years what was going on with her.
Yeah.
This man got her pregnant.
Oh my God.
She made her get an abortion.
Oh my God. Where were your parents? Where are
the same parents that got all kinds of what's it called? Like I can never pronounce the word where they have control over her. It's not parentalship, it's convertership.
Or guardianship.
But it's bigger than guardianship. It's the same thing that Brittany just got out of. I can't. It's not even that. It begins with a C.
Yeah. Shoot. I know what you're talking about. I can't even think of the word. Something shit. God.
Yes,
that's
I
it.
can never pronounce that word, but they have that over her. So y'all have not only pimped her out at a young age, but y'all even now are limiting her from speaking her truth. That girl has been victimized since she was 11 years old with dealing with this man, and y'all still won't let her tell her
won't even let her talk.
Listen, her daddy ain't shit.
He ain't shit. Listen,
he's part of the problem.
All of them.
You are the problem, sir.
When Drake said after the first time it happened, he didn't know if he should call his mom. Do you know how quick I turned to Kira? I said, listen,
You better.
You better call the police.
I know I ain't got no issue with my daughter. If I ain't the first thought in her head, I don't know who it is.
Man,
outside of my mama.
Listen,
I'm trying to tell you.
I told her, I said, you better call the police. You better walk the fuck down the street and call me.
Okay.
I don't care if I'm in Ohio, wherever, because I'm coming.
Sadly, I feel like he knew he couldn't go to his mom
because
he knew that his mom wasn't going to get him.
Yes, and that's how I felt.
Because why wouldn't you?
Instantly go to your mom.
You only do that when you know that even if I told her what she gonna tell me to do, tough it out or not believe me.
And that's crazy.
So he knew that even if he did call his mom, she wasn't gonna do shit.
And it's sad because that's who he should have called in the first place. And
I
that's how you knew that relationship was fucked up.
Yeah, it was fucked up
because that was
said
the
that
first
you was too tired to take him back.
Tired. Listen.
You were too tired to take him back to the job that was paying your bills.
Listen, while you sitting at home on your ass.
What you
said? Trifling bitch.
Trifling bitch. I was like, I kept telling Kira when she was trying to look her up, I was like, is she dead? Does it say when she died? Is she dead? But she found her Facebook page.
He didn't name the woman who's the mother of the woman, but we need to
we need her name.
Because she was a blessing that he didn't know that he needed.
Yes.
Because had it not been for her, we would have never gotten this story.
Never. Shout out to her, whoever you are.
Even though he went up under John Doe because he didn't want it to be exposed that it was him that suffered this. Because when it came out what actually happened to him, I was like, what type of weird, freaky, deaky mess was this man on with this kid? Like, if you actually read what was on them videos, I see why Drake doesn't want to talk about it because he said he was forced to do things that was unimaginable.
I couldn't imagine. Even just watching it, it's like y'all hired 3 pedophiles. What is that? Was that a criteria on the application? That one man who had bags of all the girls,
like of underwear and hair,
journals of just, oh, I kissed this little girl today.
That
she felt
was the man that
uncomfortable.
said that he was ready to essay someone.
Yes,
because he said, I am a pedophile for sure, and my urges has gotten to the point where I need to find someone to essay, pretty much. And I'm like, what, bro? Listen, and you're working on a kids
show around all these kids that are oblivious to what you actually are.
That just lets me know that it's a stunt. Like these jobs, it almost makes you question. Like, don't get me wrong, I think my son is amazing. He's going to be amazing. I would love for him to be, like the face of something. But do you not realize how I would set this place ablaze if I found out that you put your hands on my kid?
Listen. It sucks because like the young black gentleman who had a bad relationship with his mom because she was speaking out. And shout out to her because she was doing what a mom was supposed to do.
And I feel like she saw and peeped what was going on, and she's like, "Not my baby."
Yeah, and it sucks because he was so upset with her that he said their relationship,
and because she thought that she ruined his relationship, but she actually
saved you, baby. She saved you. And
they still made a joke out of him with the what was supposed to be noses on his costume, but they would look like penises.
Yes.
They still embarrassed him to a certain extent, but yes, he really did. Well, he was really upset with her, like, oh, like she ruined her career. Like, no, she saved your life, bro.
And shout out to him for actually admitting that he went and got therapy, and that's what it is.
Yeah,
is these kids that are just bad situations, and grow up in bad situations. Instead of putting them down, we need to be uplifting them and getting them help.
And I'm even getting chills right now because just to even think about what these babies went through, all you want to do is just be famous because we're taught like, oh, you need to be famous so you can be rich and live in a big house and do this. Yeah. But the stuff that goes on with these babies behind the scenes, I just can't. Because when I tell you, I'm really waiting on someone to break on Disney.
I can't wait.
Because Hannah Montana, I know she got something to say.
And I wish she would come out and talk. And it's just like, fuck Billy Ray Cyrus for letting her go through that. You saw what she was going through, which is why that poor girl went through that time where she was losing her mind and going crazy. It's like, I remember taking Kiara to a Disney audition, and when they was like, oh, you got to pay this amount of money, I was like, oh, no, I ain't doing this. Because it was like, I wanted her, like you, Yeah, she's a cute kid. You want them to be the face of something.
Yeah, you want them to be the face of something, you know, because I feel like my son is the Gerber baby. I feel like my son can be walking, you know what I'm saying, my little cutie boo. But the amount of rage that I would unleash on the community, I will set everybody's house getting burned down. Okay?
Everybody.
Because you know what also makes me think it is? Do you guys remember the case that what's homegirl name that she ready Tiffany Haddish, the whole court case that she got caught up in
with the
best friend and the comedy skit. First and foremost, I was more pissed off at the mom who was trying to sue Tiffany Haddish, because you're trying to sue Tiffany Haddish for some shenanigans. But baby, why weren't you there? Yeah, they talking about they wouldn't let me on the set. The fuck, what
girl,
you mean?
You ain't. It
ain't no way in hell you ain't about to tell me that my son about to be on set that I ain't there.
Listen.
And then this is the part that Tiffany Haddish had to make clear. You signed off on the skit.
So you knew.
So you knew what the skit was going to consist of.
So don't try that.
But when she said that I entrusted Tiffany with my kids and I was never there, baby, I'm at every audition. I'm going to be at every taping. I'm going to be in every room. No, my son isn't going off into the screen room to do a table read without me sitting next to him. He can't even read. Yeah. So I'm gonna need to sit there and read it for him.
Yeah, that part.
What do you mean?
It's not a moment that we not with our kids when they doing something.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Even when you read about these teachers and these coaches that are sleeping with these kids. I listen, my mama, we grew up, and shout out, y'all know I went to Warrensville, I was Warrensville band, shout out to Mr. Stevenson. He was like a dad to us. But when we went somewhere, best believe the moms was right there.
Yeah, believe
we wasn't
on
going
your coattails.
On your coattails.
Where you going?
Where you going?
Oh.
Them band moms. Oh. It was not a moment. If my mom couldn't go, I couldn't go.
Right.
It's
I'm
not
about
trusting.
Especially in an industry that you know is flaky. I feel like we've all heard the horror stories. We can take it back to Miss Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So baby, let's take it. So we know how Hollywood has been all these years. Ain't no way in hell you about to tell me I can't go into this room with my son while he do this table read. Ain't no way in hell he about to go and shoot this scene and I gotta go into another room and not even watch. No.
Listen, my daughter 18 and I sat in the room with her doctor's appointment a couple days ago. Listen, I'm about to sit in this room.
It ain't no way.
Ain't nothing.
It ain't no way.
Ain't nothing.
Especially when you know this has been going on. If you guys ever even, if you sit down and watch that doggone documentary about Miss Shirley Temple, what she went through from the age of 5 to be a Shirley Temple, let you know that it has been pedophiles in the industry for decades. This ain't nothing new.
It is nothing
This
new.
is a breeding ground and a cesspool of bullshit that has been going on
in the history of America.
In the history.
Listen, and even just going back to the conversation with Bill Cosby and all of that stuff. I remember when I first started dating Skip, he would tell me about when they would hold auditions and things like that, and the amount of women that was ready to fuck just for an indie interview. Indie movie. So if you ready to fuck for an indie movie, imagine what they doing for some Hollywood shit.
For a porn.
Man, it was like, did you ever watch the Playboy Bunny little documentary where all those...
I didn't want to watch it.
I watched it. Growing up, I was a huge Playboy Bunny fan. Huge.
Of course.
It's so weird. It was something about the mansion that just was like...
One of the biggest pedophiles.
Yeah, he was the biggest pedophile.
I was going to say, they actually glamorized the Playboy.
Yeah. Always.
Oh, yeah.
They glamorized the Playboy because... look, unfortunately, that was my first tattoo. My first tattoo was a Playboy bunny and my name Queen.
That was my first.
So it was glamorized. Mm-hmm. Oh man, look. Next show, this will be covered up. But no, they glamorized the Playboy, and I was young. I was dumb. My first tattoo I got at 18. So I'm thinking, oh yeah,
this is cute.
I'm thinking it's cute, and because to be truthful, they made the damn Playboy bunnies look like ladies.
Like it was the best thing ever. Because
not knowing that you back there
humping and doing all this stuff. Because I
was doing in a grotto.
12, 13, and 14 years old. Shout out to Elvis's whole
ass. Yes.
Look, and look, we can never forget his cousin that married his 12-year-old.
Oh my God.
I can't wait to see that movie Priscilla.
Yeah, it looked like it's gonna be good.
Oh, because she's telling the truth.
She's telling all of it. I can't wait to see it too.
Yeah, like what they call it, America's sweetheart. He's really a pedophile.
Yeah,
and it's okay. He's a pedophile. Let's say it. He's a pedophile.
Just come on out and say it. You ain't gotta hide. We know.
Caucasian want to sit there and talk about R. Kelly and all the rest. Hey, look, I'll stop playing R. Kelly music when y'all stop praising Elvis and paying $80 to go into his nasty ass mansion.
Yeah.
That God knows what was going on in there, which we know what was going on in there. We know what was going on in there.
They excuse his mess.
And it's so crazy. And I was like you, I had the Playboy Bunny pennant because I used to remember I worked at Wendy's right there in Shaker Heights. And guys will pull through the drive-thru and be like, "Ooh, you know what that means? I'm 17."
All you know is that it's cute.
It was cute. But after, like, of course, when I got older, it was like, all right, this ain't really cute.
And you know what? Every time I look at it, I honestly, like, cover it up, as you can see, because it never represents me. That's why they always say, make sure that your tattoos is something that you don't mind being on your body for the rest of your life.
Yes.
When I first got this tattoo, like I said, I was just doing something. I was 18. I just wanted something on my body with my name on it. And I got the Playboy Bunny. And ever since then, even before I even got into my 30s, I was more so, like, in the mid-20s, like, why the fuck I get this shit?
Yeah, he started reading.
Why did I even get this? My tramp stamp that I got on my back. I'm like, why do I even have that?
Because they made it seem like it was so fucking cool.
And they did.
And it's like, I watched the
and I feel
documentary.
victim to the coolness.
Yeah, we all did. It's okay. And I watched the documentary, and it pissed me off, and I'm going to say why. Because all these girls are coming out now like, oh, I was forced to do this. Yeah, I'll take a look. It was like you weren't forced to do shit. You knew what you were signing up for when you wanted to be a Playboy Bunny. You knew what...
Maria, you want to end this?
Yeah, sure.
You knew...
No. I'm looking at it. Look, you don't even see what I'm doing.
Look, she's swirling it around. It's like you knew what you signed up for when you went in that fucking house. You knew that it wasn't like he hid what he was into. Everyone knew that every year he had a different certain female look he liked. Everyone.
What are we talking about?
Hugh Hefner.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Everyone knew that he had every year it was different. He was brunette,
I feel like
blonde.
he lived
You knew that
every
you had
pedophile's dream.
Yeah, he did.
Sure he did.
He lived every pedophile's dream. And I do, even though I didn't watch the documentary of her, I do remember watching one where she gave an interview where I think it was Kendra. You remember Kendra?
Yeah,
that was his
Kendra.
prized.
Yeah.
That was his prized bunny. And she used to talk about how she wanted to vomit because when she would have to, when it was her turn to have sex with him and to like be all up against his nasty body, and I was just thinking to myself,
you talking about Holly? That's who you talking about?
No, Kendra said it.
Kendra said it too. I know
Kendra
Holly has
was,
said it.
No,
Yeah.
Kendra was one of the first people that said that she would like literally go in her room and throw up and cry because when she would have to be intimate with Hugh, it was always him, her, and like 4 or 5 other girls. Like they were forced to have orgies on like a daily basis, and that's why she kind of phased out because she got a lot of trauma.
Yeah, she did.
She has a lot of trauma, and I honestly feel like that's another reason why her relationship with her husband, even though didn't he turn out to be
He
a
got
man
caught.
lover?
Yeah, he got caught with a tranny.
Yeah.
He tried to say that
So
he was buying some drugs from her.
So outside of him already being weird, I feel like that's what a lot of her issues with her marriage came from because she didn't really know how to be with a man because like right out of high school she went to the mansion.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at 17.
At 17, and her relationship with her parents
was horrible.
Was horrible, and that's where it all stemmed from. But she was smart enough to realize, hey, this ain't right. I need to get out.
I need to get out.
And it was like, that's what pissed me off about Holly and all of them. Because it was like, Holly, you were going hard to want to marry him.
Holly, because she wanted to solidify his fortune that he left you like a gardener or some weird shit.
So
then that part.
Yes.
Okay, like you wanted to marry this man so bad and didn't even make it into the doggone wheel.
Right.
No.
So you would have married him for nothing.
Nothing. And it's like you went so hard then, like people didn't see or watch the reality show, and now you want to come out and say, oh my God, I was forced to do this. Don't do that.
Which she probably was, but at the same token, she was trying to set up her future where, like, if I had to suffer through this, bitch, you're going to pay me in death. But unfortunately, he left his whole entire fortune to someone that's irrelevant, and I think, like, it's like when them rich people leave their fortunes to their cats. He was one of them people. He left all of his money to a person that was like the weirdest thing ever. Didn't leave it to none of the girls, none of his girlfriends.
It was something weird. And
some Liberace shit.
Yeah, like,
and it was just like, what the fuck? That was like that article I sent you where that billionaire left all his money to the gardener that hadn't worked for him for like 5 years.
Yeah.
The gardener?
Yeah.
So
you would have married him just for the sake of saying that you married him. You would have married him in vain, thinking that you was going to inherit all of his riches, and you wasn't. She wasn't even in the wheel, and she was his ride or die. She was his bottom.
Yeah. Oh
and didn't even make it into the wheel.
Oh my God. It's just like, and it's another one. I bet you her relationship with her parents is shitty. And it's like, we got to start addressing and realizing that what we're doing in their childhood can affect your adulthood.
Oh, definitely.
It's like, I so much of, even with Kiera, I sit and think about, well, shit, me going through the domestic violence for 4 years, it constantly weighs on me. Like, is it going to affect her? Mm-hmm. Because in hindsight, I saw my mom go through it, mm-hmm. and it was like, so I was kind of repeating that cycle. And it's like, God, I just pray. I will constantly think about what she's gonna be like as an adult.
Yeah.
All the time.
Like what she's gonna tolerate, what she's not gonna tolerate, what she's gonna let slide. But
did I fuck her up? Did I do right? Like,
and I don't even think that's like fucking her up. Unfortunately, she was around for that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that, that fucks her up. That lets her know what you shouldn't tolerate and shouldn't deal with from anybody. Don't take no shit from
no one. And
look his ass. No, just
man. And this lady I picked up today on Lyft, she was talking about, she lived in Warrensville, and she was saying how her neighbor ended up finding a homeless person in her car last night, and she had broke in and was eating, I guess it was some food in her car. Mm-hmm. And she was just talking about, she was like, I understood her rage. She was like, but I felt bad for that homeless lady. Yeah. And she ended up getting arrested. And we got into such a deep conversation because she was like, instead of them arresting her, they should try to help her. And she was like, this even goes to like the kids nowadays that are doing all this fuck shit out here.
You also have to be receptive of the help, though.
Very true.
So even if they would have said, hey, we're not going to send you to jail, we're going to take you to this shelter, she has to be wanting to accept that help.
Yeah, you're right. And you are so right. Mm-hmm. And it's just these
or anybody in that situation, not just a female. It could be a male. Anybody in that situation has to be receptive to the help that is offered. Yes. So we can feel sorry and we can feel this, but we can give you these resources, but are you going to take it? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And it's like, I think, and she was saying that she was going to go and figure out what resources were out there for, like in Warrensville, the neighborhood, for like the homeless people, as well as the kids that are out here just doing fucked up shit. And I told her, I said, I respect that. And it's one of those, I've become more of a big advocate for mental health, because the suicide rate is ridiculous now. It is so ridiculous. And we had touched on the conversation about therapy, and it's like, we've got to break this cycle where we feel like, oh, I ain't doing therapy because, like she even said, she was like, I didn't want to do therapy at first because I felt like they wouldn't understand.
Girl, please, I ran to my therapist.
Listen.
Okay, I've been going to therapy since my early 20s, okay, because I knew then something was not right. Okay, so once you can admit that you need the help, that's when it will be helpful to you.
Yes. You have to realize that, hey, you fucked up. I was listening to a Cardi B song, and I can't even remember what song it was, and she was like, yeah, I'm toxic because he liked toxic females. Mm-hmm. And it was like, that shit is not okay for these kids to be listening to. Mm-hmm. It is not okay to be toxic. Mm-hmm. It is not.
Because this is an ongoing cycle of toxicity that you're going to be like, who wants to keep living like this? Like, come on, when are you going to be tired? Are you tired yet?
Are you done?
Are you done? Are you done? Like, no.
Yeah. And it's like you said, it's having that self-awareness to know that, hey, man, something ain't right. Mm-hmm. And I need to work on myself. But that's the thing, we will overlook our flaws like it is nothing nowadays. It's like, y'all, women overlook the red flags. Like that post you sent me about the bridesmaid.
Oh my God.
Just to give y'all a backstory, and actually the chick that posted it, I found her on Facebook. It was this lady who was getting married, and one of her bridesmaids was sleeping with her husband.
Yeah, she was actually the side chick and had been the side chick to the husband for way before which is so crazy. So according to the story that I found, and not to cut you off, I apologize.
No, you're fine.
I think I know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, according to the story that I found, she had been the side chick to a previous relationship of his, and was the side chick to the current situation, and he turned around and still married the girl that he married and didn't marry her. So baby, when you gonna realize that he really don't want you in that life?
He don't.
Because you've been the side chick now to 2 relationships, was even the bridesmaid of the wedding, and then got mad because he was taking her on
A honeymoon. I saw that message. Jesus. I can't believe you.
I mean, she was like wholeheartedly pissed, and I'm thinking to myself, how broken are you that you have been willing to accept his bare minimum for 2 relationships now, and even participated in the wedding. And then was so upset and mad, and then of course he's being the typical male, like, no, but I really love you, girl.
Oh my God.
You're the one who I really want to be with.
Oh
girl.
My God.
Really? But you married her though.
You married her. And see, I read a little bit something different. I read that the wife was his side piece in another relationship.
Oh, see, I didn't get that one.
Yeah, see, that's what I read.
That's why I need for them to come forward and tell the story.
And
because
tell your
the
story.
one that I read said that she was his side chick prior to him even meeting the current wife. And that she befriended the wife because you know how that's why, and I have been living off of this mantra for a long time. I don't play this is my sis shit. I don't. At the first run-in I had, I was in my early 20s. I was dealing with a guy who, oh no, this like my sister. Me and her grew up together. Blase skip, whoop-de-whoop. And then she pop up pregnant. Oh yeah, that's going to be like my godson, blah, 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 blah. And it turned out to be your son. How does that happen,
How does that happen?
When and you said this was somebody I didn't have to worry about the whole time. Y'all been screwing around everybody's backs for years. That's why I don't play the female best friend shit. People can call me whatever they want to call me, say that I'm immature. I don't care, fuck you. My thing is I don't play that. I do not play that because it's always some underlining something going on. Because either somebody liked someone more than the other one, it didn't work out. Y'all screwed, it didn't work out. Y'all was in a relationship before, it didn't work out. It's always something. I don't play the this is like my sister type shit. I don't play that.
No,
because she befriended the wife all over some. Oh no, this is like my brother. We grew up together. Come to find out, no, y'all are screwing and have been screwing the whole entire time. And you was in my wedding, sis.
Man, in my wedding. It's like where
in the pictures frowned up.
What happened to morals and standards?
Oh, honey, that went out the. I feel like morals and standards has been gone since the Barbara This Is Shirley. Okay, so clearly it dates back to way past our time. But at some point, you just got to realize what better do you want for yourself. Yeah, that's why I said she's broken. At some point, she's broken that she was willing to accept the bare minimum that this man was giving her because you now survived 2 relationships of his.
2. You are
in the wedding. I can't get over that part.
You are a side piece of the year right there.
Literally, you're literally the ride or die of the year.
Side
like,
piece.
You need something. He should be buying you a house at this point. So you literally was okay with getting the bare minimum and getting whatever he had left because clearly y'all wasn't doing no trips. That's why she was so upset about the honeymoon. He was like, well, you know, with a marriage comes a honeymoon. Not for real, because me and my husband going to be taking our we're going to be taking our honeymoon finally this year for our second. So it doesn't automatically come. No. It's nice if it does come along with it. So no, you really are choosing to treat your wife like a wife and your side piece like a side piece. Yeah. And she's mad about it because now she's wondering, well, why are you going on this trip with her? What do you mean? That's my wife.
Yeah, his response, well, you know, after you get married, you go on a honeymoon. It was like, I was reading that and it was so many things going through my head because it was like, sweetie, you gotta know your worth. Know your worth. Your pussy worth more than that.
Gotta be.
It's gotta be. And the fact that you were just able to just be in her wedding. Ladies, know your friends. That's another thing.
That's the crazy part. They were never really friends. They were associates because of him. That's not a friend. We are basically, we know the same person. That's why how I tell people your friends is your friends. Like, your group of friends are not my friends. Mm-hmm. You may invite me to your little get-togethers and I come around your friends, but those are not my friends. Those are your friends and I'm there because I'm your friend. Yeah. So she was never the wife's friend. She was the wife's associate because the husband introduced her as a close friend.
Ain't no way. And listen, I will sit here and I will say I've been the victim of that before. Where I was told this was the best friend. I'm believing it's the best friend.
I told you.
And then all of a sudden, no. I see the text messages, and then all of a sudden, whoops, she's pregnant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
one hell of a best friend.
Oh no, this like my sister, and then this is my godson, and come to find out, no, it's your actual son. And anytime I dealt with a man that had a female best friend, I was skeptical because it's something there. I only got 2 other serious relationships before I met B. And those 2 serious relationships, they were renamed names. They had female friends that were supposed to be just female friends. And then come to find out, y'all was supposed to have scheduled threesomes, and y'all was, you know what I'm saying? But this is your female friend, but then you wondering why, because first of all, vibes and energies do not lie, homie. No. They don't. I have always been connected to my spiritual side. And when my spirit get to acting funny around a bitch, it's for a reason. My spirit is acting funny around you for a reason. When I get to twitching and then I get to feeling that feeling and getting warm from the bottom of my feet up to the top of my head, it's a reason why I'm not supposed to be around you. So let me remove myself while I slap the fuck out of you. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. Trust me. You've done it with a couple of my friends. You've done it before.
I've done it before. And I would tell her, like, yeah, I don't think you should be friends with her. And I come off as the jealous friend. And I had this problem with Shauna, and I used to tell Shauna all the time, like, yeah, that part of me is coming out again. She ain't shit. And then it's like, oh no, you jealous, girl, you good, she cool. And then now I'm getting a phone call, girl, you won't believe. And I'm sitting there like this, girl, what happened?
I told you.
And then when I even tell you, I'll listen, because I'm the friend that will listen, but let me be around that bitch one time, it'll be like, yeah, her spirit ain't right, bro. You need to let that go. But again, I'm looked at it as like, I'm the jealous one. It's like, no, you need to be open more to them vibes and energies. Fuck that shit. If she ain't right, bro. Like, she just ain't right. And I used to tell her all the time, and I used to be like, I know you like her.
She would.
I would tell her. I'd be like, Kiana. I tell
Kiana. I feel it in my soul.
I know you like her, and I know she comes off as cool. But the reason why that bitch don't like me is because she know I see her.
Yeah, that part.
That's the reason why she don't like me. That's the reason why she wants to know if I'm coming to the party. That's why she wants to know if I'm going to be participating. Because she know I see her. Not physically, but spiritually, bitch, I see you and I see what the fuck she doing. And I'm trying to let you know, let that bitch go. And here go Kiana. But she's so sweet. You should probably just give her no, baby. And I don't even boast about it, but it be the real shit like, okay, I'm trying to tell you.
You want to know something funny? I was telling Kiera the other day. I was like, you and Kendra, y'all are the ones that be real quick to be like, And I told her, I said, those are your friends. I said, listen, me and Q, we done fought like sisters. We done stopped talking for a couple months. Me and Kendra done fought like sisters. We done stopped talking for 2 years. But when they your friends, they your friends. Yeah. And they gonna be there. For real. And it's like, I love these two to no hell's end. And it's like, we grown. Sometimes I don't agree with some of the shit Q do. Sometimes Q don't agree with some of the shit I do. But it ain't gonna change our friendship.
Right.
Because your friends is the ones that's supposed to tell you the real. Just like what we was talking about earlier about marrying and 90-day fiance shit. It's one of those, your friends is the ones that's supposed to.
It's your friends. And I used to tell Shauna all the time, or I used to tell some of her friends, like, I would tell them no matter what she's ever said about me or, said in anger, I stayed around for a reason. There's a reason why she kept me around. It wasn't because, we've been friends since we was 13 or 14. No, bitch, because she knew I had her best interest at heart. And she knew that regardless of whatever we went through, whether we was talking or not, to her dying day, I was right there. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we may not like what the other person is saying, but it's because I genuinely got your best interest at heart. I'm around for a reason. I've suffered through y'all bullshit for a reason.
Listen,
I'm here for a reason.
And it's like, we all have, it's like, and I want to tell the audience, don't get it twisted. As we sit here and we have these discussions about women, we both did some fuck shit. We both did some fuck shit. And then maybe one day we will have something to sip and we'd air some of our fuck shit out.
After dark.
After dark. That is our after dark conversation.
And I would probably talk about it on After Dark because it ain't nothing that you can run back and tell B because he already know. Because I told him. Yeah. Like, bro, let me tell you what I need to do.
It ain't nothing. Skip no. I done did some fuck shit. I've even told Kiera some stories because I just be wanting to educate her.
And I don't mind being transparent because it ain't nothing that a person out in the street can be able to tell my husband that I ain't already told him. I want him to be able to laugh about it, to be like, bro, she already told me. I knew who you was when you came to the door. She been told me. All because that You have to be that transparent. Only because I've evolved from that life. I've evolved from who I used to be. I've evolved a lot. So it's like, I don't mind having these conversations. Like, I can laugh about it now, but back then, that was my life.
Listen.
And again, if you want to know what I know,
listen,
it's after dark, bro.
After dark.
It's after dark, bro.
Honey, I can tell you.
And we might be sipping something a little bit harder.
A little bit harder.
Okay.
Because, honey, I can sit here and tell you, I was the other woman before, and I gave no fucks at the time. No fucks at the time.
And sadly, I feel like a lot of women have been, but
and
I feel like because we know that wasn't right, we can talk about it and be like, and speak on it and be like, baby, you were broken and you needed to evolve from that situation. Because I'm gonna tell you, there was a time where the one person where I was that, it was like I was everything. Like, he was my everything. And I would watch and I would be crying like, why don't he see me in that light? You know what I'm saying? But you know what?
Listen, remember I used to drop you off places.
Honey.
Okay.
Like,
I remember.
Like,
listen, and I can say
I'm not proud of it, but I can speak. That's why a homegirl, that's why I tell her, like, you know what I mean? That's why I was saying, like, homegirl is broken.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Broken, and she needs someone to be her friend.
And tell her, like, hey.
Tell her, like, no, you got to be above this.
Yeah, because me and you, when we were doing our fuck shit, we've had them deep conversations.
Like, I know I'm wrong, girl.
I know, we know we wrong, but listen, no,
that's yours.
It's yours. No, but we were able to hold each other accountability.
Yeah.
But we still did the fuck shit. We still did.
We had to learn.
Yes.
At the time, we was like, I know I'm wrong, but
yes,
this is what I'm on right now.
Yeah.
But now looking back, I know I ain't had no business doing that shit.
Yeah. Because I know at the time.
I needed my ass whipped for real, but she wasn't going to do it. But I'm just saying.
Listen, not at all.
But we was wrong, though.
We was, and I openly admit I was wrong. And I was looking back on it at that time, it was because I think I just got out of whatever relationship I was in. I was on some man eater shit. And he threw the alley-oop. And I took the alley-oop. And it's like, thinking back on it, I'd punch Skip in his fucking throat if he did some shit. The shit I was doing.
And although I don't condone it, and although I'm not making excuses, I was literally over the current relationship that I was in at the time, and that was my release to muster up the courage to leave that person. And although it's probably like don't make sense to a lot of people, but I really needed that because it gave me the courage to say, you know what, you don't need this, go get your own. I was secretly looking for apartments to get up out of that situation, and I did get up out of that situation, and it turned to be the best thing that ever happened to me. But then now I'm stuck and locked in with this other situation I knew I didn't have a business starting in the first place. So now here I am, the other to your situation, and now I'm stuck because I'm like, well, damn. Even though I knew from the beginning, this is what it is, this is what it's going to be. I was never calling nobody. It was never going to be a Barbara, this is Shirley. It was never going to be a he's mine. You may have had him once, but I got him all the time type shit. It was literally like
no mocha stuff.
It wasn't no mocha stuff. It wasn't no mocha stuff, but it was definitely me like, I know I'm wrong, but as crazy as it may sound, I thought I loved that person. You know what I'm saying? Because and as crazy as this may sound, we had great conversations, bro. Like, why are we talking this in depth? Why are we talking about politics? Like, we should be here just doing what we need to do so we can be gone.
Hell, he was talking more to you than it was his own damn way.
Yeah, and it was just like on some old, well, damn, bro. Like,
what's going on there?
Like, what's going on? But again, I did not commit. Like, I condemn everything that I did, and I do feel like, you know, karma's a bitch.
Yes.
And it may not come the same way that I dished it out, but it's definitely coming if I haven't already experienced it.
And I was going to say, you could have already experienced it, but it's growth to know that, hey,
what they say look, what did they say on insecurity?
It's growth. It's growth. And knowing that you were toxic, you had toxic things going on, and you were able to just, let me address this, let me get help for it, and grow. Because listen, I know.
Oh, I talked about it in my therapy sessions too. Like, girl, let me tell you what
this. Because I know I was wrong, and it's funny because I ran across a dude on Facebook. I didn't add him or nothing, but it's good to see he married with a kid. But not to that girl. But I know that at that time I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Even that man eater stage, even I had a cutty buddy. I treated that nigga like shit. A shout out to you if you ever out there. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that. But you know what? In my mind, I was like, hey, guys do it all the time. Guys do it all the time.
But that's where double standard comes in.
Yeah, because it's a double standard.
It's expected of men. It's not expected of women.
It's not. But I was like, because guys do it all the time, fuck it, I'm gonna do it too. Mm-hmm. And I remember one time, real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and end this up. I remember one time he called me back. I said, don't call me that. And he got the biggest attitude because it's like men don't expect women to have the same responses as they do. Mm-hmm. He called me. He was like, "Why can't I call you back?" Do any one of y'all have a black Honda? No. He was like, "Why can't I call you back?" I said, "Do we talk on the phone? No. Do we go out in public? Do you spend the night at my house?" He said, "No." I said, "Then you can't call me back." Yeah. That's why. I said, "We don't do nothing." I said, "We strictly do. You come. You lay the pipe down and you go the fuck home." Mm-hmm. And it hurt his feelings. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why? Because you guys do it to women all the time.
No, when we do it, we're considered hoes.
Yeah.
When they do it, is in their, like, is a part in being a man. It's their makeup because they're supposed to show their royal oats. And it's expected of men. But when women do it, you're a hoe. And it's just like, I don't think so.
It's the funny thing is and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I read that women cheat more than men. It's just that
statistic.
Yeah, it's just that women we put more thought into it so we don't get caught.
We're more strategic.
We
put thought into the extra.
Yeah, because essentially with women, when it comes down to if we do cheat, it's something behind it. Mm-hmm. It is something behind it. Whereas men, a big booty walk past. Hey, how you doing? Fine.
Yeah. Just want to bust a nut real quick. Whereas women, we treat like, I feel like I can be backed up on this factually, that we cheat mentally and emotionally before we ever cheat physically. Mm-hmm. And if we are cheating mentally and emotionally, it's because we're lacking something in the relationship that we're currently in. So if you're not feeding me mentally and emotionally, when Taekwon comes along and listens to my problems and tell me that I shouldn't have to go through that, and he starts showing me things like buying me flowers or getting me, candy, or, complimenting me, because, emotional cheating is real.
It's real.
It's very real. Mm-hmm. And when a woman emotionally cheats, eventually her body will leave. I mean, will follow, I should say. Yeah. So eventually her body will follow because first, it's mental and emotional with a woman first.
Yes, it is. Because let me say most women, because there are women that just trash. Throw it out there for a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. Yeah. But most women, we've thought about it. It's not like it just happened. I mean, we all have had our one night stands, alcohol contributes to that. But most of the time,
on alcohol, unfortunately.
Oh, mine
I knew what the hell I was doing.
Oh,
I'm very conscious, even when drinking.
See, I was, especially because
I heard that.
I'm very conscious even when drinking. I knew somebody, and I'm not going to mention her name, but we're not even friends no more. But I knew a woman who blamed everything on being drunk. And when I would be there with her, I'd be like, you may be a little tipsy, but you ain't as drunk as you're leading on. You know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So that's when I knew. Exactly. And that's when I knew that you was using that as a crutch, as to say, well, girl, I remember that because I was drunk. No, if you can tell me that you was drunk and that's why you did what you did, you wasn't drunk, baby.
No. Yeah.
That's why I say I'm very conscious of what I'm doing, even if a drink is involved. I ain't never about to be so messed up to where I don't know what happened.
And just give it up to anybody.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Now, the first time with said dude, I was fucking wasted. Mm-hmm. So it's like I vaguely remember here and there how it was one of those. I remember I was in the bar with my friend and her dude that was arguing, and I was like, I'm about to get out of here. There ain't nothing more embarrassing when you somewhere and your friends are arguing and you right there. And I remember he was like, all right, and we ended up at his house, and it was just like, we was drinking some more, shit just went left. Now, the continuation after that, I was fully aware what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
Fully aware.
Hey, you know what I don't have the energy for? And then we got to wrap it up. I don't have the energy for the get back. You know, like you cheated on me and all this stuff, so I'm going to start adding body counts because you did it to me. I don't have that. No. I don't have that payback energy. Because I don't have the energy to want to have to deal with somebody, even getting to know your name.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't have the energy for that. I'm cool. You can go ahead
on.
Sell yourself for free. Okay, that part.
And I feel like you got to, after a certain age, I don't have the energy to balance two people.
I'm old and tired.
I'm old and tired.
I don't got time.
I barely got energy to balance the one. Look,
okay,
and
you just wore me out real quick.
Right.
Who I want to be? Yeah.
Why I want to continue the song with somebody else?
And look, I'm old. I can't remember these lies. Listen,
I
I
was like, shit, I don't know where was I?
I was used. Is that what I told you?
What?
Right. But we gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Time to go.
Time to go. Listen, I have fully enjoyed this conversation today. I do want to end with just saying, people, realize your mental health. It's so important. It's so important. Stop ignoring those red flags. Stop ignoring those signs when you know you feel like something's not right. Mental health is huge, and I'm tired of seeing people, our people, killing themselves. There are people out there that will listen. Hell, if you on this stream live right now and you see it and you feel like you need to talk, you can inbox me. We'll talk about it. I might not know you, but we'll talk. I'd rather talk about it than to see you on the news the next morning. We got to stop. We got to stop fighting each other. We got to start supporting each other and uplifting each other. And stop feeling because someone is a different walk of life that they just, they ghetto or they this or that. Stop that. We got to stop that.
Right.
Because life out here is already tough. And if that man gets back in office, it's going to be even tougher.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was out here selling a fucking Bible for $60. That shit made me so mad.
And I bet you he showed out, didn't he?
Listen, I
bet when I come back out with my wine, baby,
we gonna talk about that. So, thank you guys for tuning in. It was such a great show.
It was great. I don't think we talked about nothing really relationship.
We didn't.
But that's okay though.
It is funny, but I actually
deviate from the plan all the time.
I actually didn't have no intentions of even talking about relationship shit today. That's why I did
totally
good. That's why I called it good intimacy. I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have good conversation with the girls today.
And that's all right.
And that's all right.
Drink, I'm for it. So
yes.
Okay.
So I will see you guys next Saturday. We are at the Autorama. I am so excited. I was there last year. I had so much fun. I did my first show there.
Yeah. Hey, it's at the IX Center, everybody. And tickets are $18 online. So if you want to come out and see us, tickets are $18 online. Kids 12 and under are free.
Yes.
So come on out, have a good time. Come see some cars. My folks will be in the section with my folks, Cujo, the Coalition of Ultimate Drag Racers. Founded and owned by my parents, and just come out and see a good collection of cars from us and everybody else. They got everything out there.
Yes.
I work, but I'm gonna try to come.
Yep, it's 3 days. It's a 3-day weekend. So.
Well, I want to come on the day that y'all there.
Saturday. Yeah, she doing a regular showtime there.
So come on out to the Autorama. Come live, talk to me. Ask me questions, interact. I'll be there from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
What they call it in church, fellowship.
Fellowship.
Yes.
Yes.
Fellowship. Okay, at the Autorama. Let's come in fellowship, okay?
Yes.
Bring that good energy though, cause I peep shit. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm telling you, come on out. I got a guest, but I got to make sure he can confirm to come, so I won't say who it is.
Okay.
But come on out, have fun, enjoy. See that her drag racing family, cause they are so cool. The coolest family.
That's why I want to
mom
check it out. That's why we want to check it out.
It's the coolest thing in the world. And make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, all of this. I have Linktree now. So if you feel like you're missing out on something, Linktree got the no static link on it. I've got YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm trying to make it easier for y'all to see me, to see us, to enjoy our conversation. I'm hoping that when Tony with the Q comes back, she will have her stuff set up.
I feel a little bit of judgment. I will.
Because I know you guys want to see that wine. You want to ask her questions. So hopefully when she come back in 2 weeks, she'll have it set up. And we'll be in that new location.
Yes, new location.
Yes. Remember, Wednesdays at 8 starting this week. Tune in for Intimacy After Dark. $9.99. It's worth it. I'm worth it. You can get to look at my face a little more and interact. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy Easter. Be safe. Be merry.
Easter, be merry. Be safe.
Don't end up in jail.
Okay.
All right, you guys, I love you. See you next week. Bye, my intimacy friends.
Bye.
Bye.
I know my manager was texting me. I'm like, what the fuck is Saturday? I know I ain't supposed to be at work. What the fuck going on?
fucking Willie's cousin was fucking calling me and video chatting me. And it was just like, if you want to say something, then either put in the comments or call the show.
Right.
Don't call or FaceTime me in the middle of the show. I'm not going to answer. I mean, she called back twice. It had killed me because the Thursday at midnight, she sent me a message and was like, hey, I want to talk to you. So then she called me yesterday at work. So I'm like, I'm at work. So she sent me a message. Guess what she wanted? She wanted to fucking give feedback from last week's show. Bitch, if you don't stop calling me like that, like it was an emergency or something happened, I was so annoyed.
Yeah, that's an annoyable offense.
Oh my God, I was so annoyed. No, you didn't.
Yeah, but I think it went pretty good.
It did. I had fun.
And now I'm getting some more of that.
That was good. Let me. I want to take a picture.
Really good.
Did you take a picture?
Look, like we can mix this with like. Have you seen the Swerve cocktails on Instagram and shit like that, where they mix fruit and a Hennessy with a mimosa or even a sangria?
Now I seen the sangrias made with Hennessy, but I'm not a Hennessy fan. I got bad stories about that.
Okay. What kind of hard liquor do you drink?
So I'm a Ciroc kind of a girl.
Oh, okay, light liquor.
Yeah, if I do like light, but as I get older, I think dark gives me less headaches.
True that.
So I am afflicted with migraines.
Okay.
So talking to my doctor, I'm learning what triggers my migraines and what doesn't.
Right.
So certain chocolates trigger my migraines. Certain wines triggers my migraines.
Right.
Like I used to be a red wine drinker.
Yeah.
But I had to switch it up to white wines because red wines with all the paraffins and dyes in it, that triggers migraines.
Right.
And as far as liquors go,
he
he told me to pay attention to what triggers and what don't, and light triggers me more than dark.
Okay.
So, but Hennessy, I've never been a fan of Hennessy because it's too strong for my soul. And I have a horrible...
I understand, that's respecting the liquor.
Yeah, and I have a horrible story and I still don't know what happened. I hope nothing bad happened. But I have a horrible story about when Incredible Hulks first came out.
Wow.
I still don't know what happened that night.
Hypnotic mix.
Yeah, the hypnotic and the Hennessy. It was all bad. It was so much going on that night. Like I said, I pray nothing bad happened, but I still couldn't tell you what happened that night. I don't know.
I feel you just like me in 151. I learned to respect the liquor after that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, see, I identify with you on the migraines, but I'm opposite. Mine is cramps.
Okay.
So I love, like, I've always been a Jack drinker. I have to go back to my Bombay Sapphire on the light end.
Okay.
Oh, see, that's a good, on the light end, on the dark end.
Okay.
We're going to start doing that, but it gives me cramps. You know, it's like it dries my body out. I got to drink water, because if I don't drink that water, my body
Because I had to pay attention to that, because, like, sometimes you know how a grape just turned to a raisin? Drinks, I feel like I dry up to the point where I'm physically sick. Like, my joints get to hurting and stuff.
Right.
So that's why I try to be careful anyway.
Right.
Well, see, I don't know if I ever told you, but I had the gastric sleeve surgery.
Okay, yeah.
So with that, drinking gets me intoxicated twice as fast.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to be careful anyway.
So
I really stay clear. But I will mess with Jack, but I only like Jack Honey.
Okay.
I love Jack Honey, and I got some recipes for y'all ask when you start doing that.
Yes.
I got a couple of ones, especially the Cheerio. The Honey Nut Cheerio. That's so amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
The Honey Nut Cheerio. It's originally a shot. I had it as a shot, but I turned it into a cocktail. All you do is add ice.
Yeah, they're hanging up. The purse is hanging up out there in the hallway on the hand sanitizer. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, it's locked. I've been holding it for a minute.
Yeah, but because like I was telling Kiana when we first got here, I told her, I was like, when I was out shopping and I saw that, I said, let me grab be my backup.
Yeah.
So I'm real big on ports and dessert wines, like ice wines, but all the ones that I want aren't really expensive. But I still want to do them on the show to hit people on, because a lot of people just really don't know, and they don't know what they like.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to really find it, so I grabbed this one just on a fluke. Like, let me just grab this because I love mimosas. And who turns on a mimosa? Nobody. So I said, if I don't find nothing between the time I buy this and showtime, at least I have this. And I wasn't able to find nothing because I don't mind reviewing cheaper wines, but I really want to open people's minds to something else than the Colorasi's.
Right.
Things of that nature. You know, which is nothing wrong with Colorasi. We all start from somewhere. But I want to let people know, like, it's other stuff out there with the same exact price point that you can try and actually like, you know.
Right.
But I ended up finding this and running into this, and I said, well, I tried, and I just, you know, make sure and see, because me and my husband, we just moved into this house.
Okay.
And we're starting to unpack, and I was like, well, I really haven't had time to find this, so I'm going to just go ahead and take this. But I actually like it.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be in my refrigerator because I also have my everyday wine. I ain't going to lie, Colorasi is my everyday wine.
Yeah.
I keep that in the back of the fridge. So whenever I come
like
home,
I do with my Lambrusco.
Okay, I haven't had
Baru Uniti. Yeah, I love it. Dark and light. Yeah.
I like the dark.
And they have a rose. They have a rose mimosa.
Okay.
Too. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm so big on my mimosas. My husband, he don't like the fuzzies. He don't like bubblies.
Okay.
At all, but he will have a mimosa.
No champagne. Huh?
Yeah, he don't like it. And I told him, I said, well, sometimes I like feeling like a bougie bitch. So I will crack open a bottle, like, especially when I get into my mood.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just be like, I need something to brighten me up. And I'll crack open a bottle of bubbly. And he'll know then, like, oh, you must be in the mood. I am.
Right.
I have my pinky out. So
right.
I love me some good bubblies. Like, he didn't even want it for the wedding.
What?
Yeah, he didn't want. I said, well, what about just for our table and the bridesmaids? And he was just like,